How's it going, guys? We're back with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and today we're going to be talking about gear. Gear is a very important progression path for your characters. It is super impactful, but there are some very big mistakes you can make that'll leave you poor with absolutely no silver and no real benefits to your characters. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the importance of not wasting your silver on the wrong gear, what makes your characters perform the best, and the accessories, how they're going to follow the exact same principles. So it's not just gear, it's gear and accessories. So let's go into our character sheet and let's talk about just gear in general right now. Now, if we look over at our weapons, we're going to see that this is a 5-star piece and it has a rarity, which is the blue border. Now, what stars do to your gear? It impacts the numerical stat amount or percent-based amount that you're getting from your primary stat, which is the stat right here underneath the rarity, and then your substats. So that is going to be the star level. That is going to be a huge indicator of the value of a piece of gear. The rarity is going to indicate the amount of free substats that you get. So you see, this rare piece has 2. If I go to an epic piece, it's going to have 3, even though it hasn't been leveled at all. And if we go all the way down to a legendary piece, I have one ready. It's just straight down. I was very excited when I got this piece. It's all the way at the bottom, I believe. There it is. Right down here, you can see it rolls with 4 substat pieces. Now, when you're leveling your pieces of gear, your primary stat is going to go up, and when you hit certain benchmarks, your substats are going to get a boost. When you level up a rare piece to level 12 or level 16, you will unlock the 3rd and 4th substats. However, a legendary piece will still outscale a rare piece, all else being even, because the legendary piece has those substats built in. So you kind of get like an extra tick of them, if you want to think of it like that. Alright, so that is your stars and your rarity conversation review. Once again, the stars increase the numerical value of your primary and of your percentages, and the rarity of it will increase the amount of subsets you have on the opening. That's going to be important when we talk about rerolling, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Alright, now, if we're looking at the top set of gear, the top set of gear has set primary stats. So you will always have an attack static number for your weapon. You will always have an HP static number for your helmet, and for your shield, you will always have a defense static number for your shield. Your bottom row is fluid. You can have a bunch of different primary stats. So these gauntlets have 19% attack percent. If I go to these gauntlets, they have a static defense. If you go to these gauntlets, they have a static attack. If I go to the chest piece, we have HP percent. If I go to the boots, we have a static speed. This is all very important. The most important takeaway from this is that percentage scaling is much better than a static stat, even very early on in the game. So if I go to the filter here and I check the fitting room, if I were to look at this chest piece, which has HP scaling on it, I believe it was 19%, and I were to equip this chest piece instead, I'm going to lose 2,429 health total. If we cancel out of this and we go look at the helmet, we're going to see I'm only gaining 1,200 from this. So just right away, percentage scaling is much more impactful in 90% of the scenarios. I have heard that there is some scenarios where a static stat can out-benefit the percentage. All right, there are some specialty pieces to keep in mind. Boots are the only piece that can roll with the speed primary stat. Once again, in like 90% of cases, you're going to want to have speed stat on your boots as opposed to attack percent, which is somewhat intriguing for some characters, but generally speed is the way to go, especially in the early game when you're trying to build up that 6-star farmer very early. Your banner and your chest piece are the only pieces that can roll with accuracy. You'll see that this chest piece does not have accuracy. Let's see if I can find one that does. We got, there we go, a chest piece that rolls with accuracy, and then the banner is going to be your final piece. You can only get this when you have a 6 stars and 6 ascended stars unlocked. I just don't have any banners available to show for that. I'm still a very, very early game. Alright, your amulet and your gloves are the only pieces of gear that can roll with crit damage. So let me put the filter on here. We'll go primary stats, let's go crit damage, and you'll see the gloves are the only piece that can roll with crit damage. And if we go to crit rate, again, it's only gloves, but in this case, amulets cannot roll with crit rate, is my understanding. Once again, I don't have amulets to check that, but that's just important though. So again, cliff notes, Boots are the only piece of gear that can roll with primary speed. You're going to want those for the most case. Banner and chest are the only pieces that can roll with accuracy. You're going to want to get that accuracy, especially on the banner, if you have a kit-based character. If you're following from Marvel Strike Force, think of it in this regards. Your abilities can miss or they can be resisted if you don't have enough accuracy for that character to land. This is very important for right here. This is a great example. My Outlaw Monk, he has a poison ability. He can miss this if he doesn't have enough accuracy on the clan boss. He has multiple times. It is very frustrating when it happens. So for certain kit-based characters, you're going to want to have the decent amount of accuracy to land it. Okay, let's talk about the hierarchy of substats. Now, it's going to depend on your character a little bit here. Some characters scale off attack, some characters scale off of defense, some scale off of health. Let's talk about them real quick. So just an example of that, I believe our friend Greybeard here is going to scale off of defense. You can tell when you're looking at their skills, if it says damage based off defense, they're going to scale defense. In this case, for this character, you might want to have defense % on for him. In the case of Castigator here, he's going to scale off of HP. Most attack characters like Elhain, all their abilities are going to scale off attack. So attack percentage for your your farming characters is probably going to be the way you're going to want to go in the beginning. As far as the best substats, well, once again, speed is going to be a huge substat that you're going to want to lean into, especially on your farming characters. You get that speed stat on the boots. It's just a very, very important stat. Speed is king in a turn-based game, and that is very, very true in Raid Shadow Legends, as you can get multiple sources of speed to change things up. Next, especially for your farming character, crit chance and crit damage, you're going to want a healthy amount of that. You can actually get to 100% crit chance without too much concern if you get crit gloves. Like, I'm on the hunt for a crit rate gloves now. And once you get that, your characters can be absolutely just annihilating wave after wave to farm themselves up very, very quickly. And then attack percentage. I do have attack percentage on these gloves. On the chest piece, I would love to get attack percentage here because I don't need accuracy, and the health here in Elhain is actually very helpful, but I don't need it per se. And then here you see I have a static attack number. Again, I would much, much more prefer if this was even like 2% attack. I would much rather have percentage scaling as opposed to a static stat. So this is a decent piece of gear. It's not the best in the world. All right, let's talk about re-rolling real quick. So the only piece of gear I can reroll right now is this ring. So if I were to go to upgrade, I hit rework, I have one of these pieces. I got this from some event at some point. You'll see this is a ring I have on Elhain. It's not the best piece of gear. If I were to re-roll it, it's going to re-roll every single piece of re-rollable stat. Now that is going to be true for everything from your gloves, your chest, your boots. It'll re-roll every single primary and all these substats. Same with the accessories, but on your top row of gear, it will not re-roll your primary stat. Those are set in stone. You are stuck with those no matter what. For the funsies, let's go ahead and let's re-roll this ring. Hopefully I can get some crit chance or maybe some attack percentage, whatever the case may be. It is going to cost us 50,000 silver. Let's see how it goes. You got HP, defense, oof, and HP. You know what? It's not better, not worse. It is what it is. Hopefully we'll get another ring in the eventual spider dungeon farming that we will hopefully be able to do very soon. All right, let's finish off by talking about the sets of gear. So if you look at this set of gear, this is the speed set. When I equip 2 artifacts, it's going to give me 12% speed. There are many, many different sets of gear that you can see that'll give you different bonuses. Now, if you see the brackets with the 2 here, it means you need 2 pieces of this gear to activate this set. If we go down to lifesteal, you're going to see I need 4 pieces. So my Elhain has 4 pieces of the lifesteal set and 2 pieces of the speed set. These are the recommended sets for the early game, especially for your farming character. Again, when I say farming character, I know I've talked about this in another video, but I rushed my Elhain to 6 stars. I immediately filled up her ascended stars. I got farming set on her. Now I'm working on my gear. I want to get crit on the gloves. I want to get attack percentage everywhere instead of these attack stat numbers. And I want to do it hopefully with pieces of gear that have 4 stars and are either blue rarity or higher. I was able to buy these legendary boots that had the speed set on them. I think this is great. They will crit rate and crit damage. I think these boots are going to be fantastic for me for quite a ways. And that's important because upgrading gear is very, very costly, but your missions are going to call you to do it quite often. So upgrade any artifacts, sorry, artifacted gear, I use those interchangeably. I've passed by many missions that wanted me to upgrade a piece of gear to 12 or to 16. I believe in the dailies and in the weeklies, you need to do that as well. So yeah, in the weeklies, upgrade an artifact to level 12, and in the monthly, upgrade 2 artifacts to level 16. The reason they only want you to do 2 to level 16, and that's the monthly, is because of how costly it can be. Now, the purpose of this video is to explain everything from primary stats to substats to how stars and rarity impact your gear, and how rerolling can help benefit you if you need to reroll like every single piece like I needed to do for this ring. It was awful. It's still kind of awful, but that's okay. The reason is because of how expensive it is to upgrade your pieces. You'll see this piece of gear is only level 11. It has a low chance to upgrade, and it's already costing me 12,000 silver. I only have 600,000. So what I'm going to do is I do want to get these boots all the way up. We're just going to let this go. I do not think that this is enough gold to upgrade these boots all the way to 16, but we're going to find out here in a little bit. So, yeah, oh, we already got 12. That's great. And it went into crit damage. That's also really good. I like that that rolled into that. So, yeah, the whole reason I wanted to make this video is to talk about the importance of gear and how to make sure you're bringing the right stats. So you really don't want to upgrade any piece of gear that is, 3 stars or uncommon or even just common with the green. You don't really want to waste all your silver bringing those pieces of gear past level 8. Even past level 4, because once you start getting to, I believe it is 6 or 7, the upgrade chance goes to like decent, and then you end up wasting a lot of gold trying to get it up there. So hopefully if you're starting the game, you're not trying to bring up a 3-star green rarity item all the way up to 16 for the monthly. That is not worth your gold whatsoever. We are actually getting really good drops right now. The fact that we've already gotten 3 upgrades, we've only burned through half of our gold, is kind of astonishing to me. So if I were to give recommendations, like I'm like 2 weeks into the game now, I would say, even for myself moving forward, if the gear isn't at least 4 stars and at least epic rarity, I'm not bringing it past epic. And if it's not at least legendary, 4 or 5 stars, I'm probably not bringing it to 16 unless I need to do it for the monthly, because that's my last mission that I'm waiting for the monthly. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna get up to 16. We did have 600,000 silver that we're gonna blow through here. We may not even get to 15. This is our last chance, and we didn't get it. So that just kind of goes to show it is a costly process to upgrade your gear, and you don't want to waste your very precious silver on a piece of gear that is not worth it, because you do need silver to pull your summons. You do need silver for your dailies to buy things from the store. Let me go ahead and pick up this right now. And you definitely don't want to waste gear on, silver on pieces of gear that are not quite worth it. Like this weapon right here, it has 4 stars. It's only blue rarity. It has the primary stat attack stat. It's always going to have that. It has speed on it, which is really nice, but then it has a static HP stat on it as well, so not great. Like when I saw those boots, I knew that I had to buy those right away. They were legendary. They had crit rate and crit damage on them. I knew that was like a run, don't walk. Get my silver, buy them. I think in total it cost me 260,000 silver or something to pick them up, then 50,000 more silver to replace the boots that I already had put on. But yeah, so guys, this is my little guide to gear. I hope it helps you out. Again, just quickly break it down. Star level of gear increases the stats that you're going to have on your primary and substats. Your rarity of the gear will affect the substats that you can see right away without having to upgrade them. Like if I were to try and upgrade this piece of gear right now, you can see when I hit 12 or when I hit 16, only then will I find out what the substats are. And I'm not going to get as much of those substats on a rare piece as I would on a legendary piece. Certain pieces of gear can only have certain primary stats. For instance, boots are the only piece of gear that can have speed on it. Substats are not all equal. Static amounts of a stat are not anywhere near as good as percentage stats in the vast majority of the situations. Accuracy is for your kit-based characters and your sets. As a general rule, we'll end with this. The stats on the piece of gear are much more impactful than what the set gives you in the early to early mid game. So don't worry too much on your sets, but if you do want to kind of min-max, grab your speed set and your lifesteal set for your early game adventures, especially against the clan boss. That's going to be very beneficial to you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and we'll talk next time. Bye for now. That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.